Gurmag the Commissioner agus fáilte mhór rót an seir maidin chun ceisní a phlé. I'd also like to raise the Digital Fairness Act, but in fairness, all of those issues have already been aired by my colleagues, and I share their concerns with regards to the algorithms, not just shaping our digital economy, but actually, it's dictating our everyday life because of its algorithm and patterns and toxic influencers and addictive scrolling and all of that. I'm delighted, Commissioner, to hear and to listen to you carefully that you're totally committed to this particular issue of the protection of minors. I think anybody who saw the adolescent series, or the Netflix series, I should say, entitled Adolescence, it struck a chord with many. It really reflects the real and everyday experience of young people who are being manipulated and they're being overwhelmed by online content. It's simply robbing our children of their childhood, and I do think that it's moving so fast. We need to move faster and we need to be more agile. The LGBTQI community are being absolutely persecuted in one of our member states, in Hungary, and it is something that I do think should get and gain more priority from your own work and indeed the Commission's work, and not just that community but lots of other communities. I could list off maybe a dozen or more that are not being welcomed into the democratic process, into the democratic function.
Cynthia, on the LGBTIQ and the situation in Hungary, as you know, I was there just 2 weeks ago and had a number of meetings at government level. Made my views known and the views of the Commission in relation to the new law. We will, of course, fully examine the new law from a legal perspective, but it's important to underline that the freedom of association, the freedom to gather, is a fundamental right and should be respected across the European Union. People have a right to gather peacefully. They have a right to be who they are, to love who they want to love, and such gatherings are not a threat to anyone, and certainly aren't a threat to the question of child protection. So we will examine the legislation in question, and we'll do all we can to uphold that fundamental right on the protection of minors. I think we have touched on that in some detail. I mean, I see the benefits of video games and so on as well. Children do socialise with each other online. It's an important part of their life, and that is absolutely fair and appropriate. No issue with that. But there are particular features and characteristics that I think can have lasting consequences that we do need to address, and we need to have an open mind on it, and that's why the consultation will be very instructive in that regard.